going on for the Bullets. You're looking for the cover. You can see them slide for cover all the time here at the sandbags at the top of the Troika. So basically, he's going to hope for some teammate help, or if not, get lucky and down at least one of them to make it a closer situation on a 1 versus 1. But statistically speaking, mathematically, it's really hard to actually get the upper hand when you're at the disadvantage. So right now, let's switch over to Warrior of the Insanes, who just actually got down now. He's waiting for no, he just got picked off here, so a one-man disadvantage now for the Insanes. Make that 2 as Predator just got picked off. Let's go back to Z-Killer now.
So I just saw that Spectator screen. You want to explain, because I'm not even too sure how these teams are going to use that to their advantage. It seems like when you die, you get that Spectator screen. How are teams using that?
Well, the Spectator screen, they just click around left and right, but I mean, at execution like this, there's just so much action going around. You can actually see your opponents all the time here, unless you're on a different map like Fuel Depot, and you're just hiding around the pillar and just waiting for the next boom shot spawn. Then switching over through the players could actually help your teammates to look on their screen and spot where their opponents are. But they also have the Astros going on to communicate, so they could just go through there. So far, actually, we do have Sneaky, the last man standing here for Infinity. Let's see if he can get things done. He's up on a 2 versus 1 situation versus Killa. Make that only Z-Killer. Z-Killer against Sneaky. Sneaky switching over to that pistol, gonna reload here. He spots him at the middle of the map. He's gonna head down towards that staircase, right next to that torque bow. So, like I said, it's all gonna be the cover, the bob and roll, and then hopefully get lucky with the pickoff. We do have the grenades that are spawned as well, though. We might gonna try to go for the charge with Sneaky to pick that up with success now. Just on the other side is going to be Z-Killer looking for some cover. The nade goes up. He's going to dodge that away at the middle of the map. So now, like I said, basically at a 1-on-1 situation, it could be the same thing as 2-on-1 situation where they actually want to run down the time and just tie it up or bring it to a draw.
Yeah, I noticed both players are playing pretty passive right here. Nobody wants to make a mistake, and I think I understand why. That's pretty obvious.
So let's switch over here to Z-Killer. If he can get things done, moving up on the staircase. I think he's going to play this aggressively and push up. He does have the torque bow in hand. So looking for some spray damage here. He's going to go around the pillar. That just hits the front there. That splash damage is not going to come to any damage onto Sneaky. Now he's going to try to push him out and switch over to the shotgun because that is the most effective weapon close range. But he gets down there and he's going to get executed by Sneaky. And that round is going to go to Infinity. Good job there on that 1-on-1 situation. Usually the guy with the torque bow will have that advantage, but it seems as though the splash damage didn't work out for Z-Killer on that 1 versus 1 situation, and Sneaky just capitalized on that. All right, so far the score is 2-2, all tied up on this first map of War Machine. Let me remind you guys, though, that it is best of 11 because this is the second time that these guys meet in the bracket. So Insanes are actually in the lead 3-0. Let me just look around and see if there's actually some communication going on here for the teams.
All right, so Van Silly, I gotta ask you, you've been following these teams a little bit this season. Tell me, what are the differences in the play styles between Infinity and the Insanes?
Well, it seems as though I read a bit of an interview going on with Infinity when they're actually on a hot streak in this first season in the pro circuit and also in this pro circuit. They say that they have about 6-7 strategies for every single map. Wow. So this is basically what gives them the advantage. They can always switch things around while other teams usually have like a basic strategy going on. And that's why you actually see like Killa just got that frag there, but for the Insanes to be bringing it up to 3-2 meanwhile because the action's just fast. But let me just tell you, like, they finished first and second consistently here for Infinity, and it's just for the strategy that they have together.
All right, so I'll break it down for everyone at home how Gears of War works. I'm going to get real basic with you guys. So basically every round, and correct me if I mess any of this up, please. Every round you get 1 life. If your whole team's eliminated, you get a point.
That's right.
It's the first to 4 points win the map.
Yeah.
In this case, we're playing a best of 11 because it's a continuation.
That's right.
Normally it would be a best of 5.
Exactly.
So every round really matters. Every life really matters. It puts a lot of pressure on each player when you get taken out first. Oh, basically, you don't want to be that guy.
That's why you always see them playing very cautiously. They don't want to make that pull that mistake going on here and actually cost them that round. So now we're going to follow Genetics, though, of Team Infinity, looking for some action here on the other side of the sandbags. He's switching over to that Lancer. Going to go with that quick reload. But it's just back and forth here. It's kind of kind of like naked eye 1.5, you know, when they're flying around the dumpster right across the other.
Sure,
Pretty much the same thing until one guy pulls a mistake.
Well,
but we're actually going to try to
man.
get, for sure, we're actually going to try to go for the snipe here, and Genetics will be able to pick this up. Now, usually as well, when people pick up the snipe, you usually see them go for an immediate shot to go for a power reload, and that actually makes it a power shot. So if you actually get a shot from the waist above, you can actually down him in one shot. But meanwhile, Genetics just switched over to his shotgun and down his opponent there.
So I just saw Genetics, I hate to interrupt you, but I just saw Genetics use 2 moves that are so important in competitive Gears of War. The first one was the weapon slide, the second one was the melee, the 2-shot.
Yeah.
Do you want to explain either of those? I can jump on, I can explain it, but what do you got?
Well, actually, the slide is basically you're sliding and picking up your weapon at the same time, so you're actually covering it as you're picking up your weapon. So that
instead of standing there like a sitting duck so you can get lancered.
Yeah.
That's a huge tactic in Gears of War. And the other thing I was talking about was the melee to the shotgun. You run up to your opponent, you hit him with the melee, they actually get stunned for almost a full second, just in time for you to whip out your shotgun and finish off the job. Really common tactic. It's almost like the BXR in Halo 2 or the 2 shots in a beatdown in Halo 3.
Yeah, so let's see what's going on right now with Predator. He's actually at the mid-map here. I'm looking at the rest and see what they're going to try to do. Z-Killer is actually pushing up. I think they're going to try to work for the torque bow as well. As let's see Killer how he's going to do here. He's switching over to that pistol. You see that torque bow right in front of him. So we do have 2-3 guys working together to get that down. But of course, we have the same amount of people from the opponent team here at Infinity working it back. But Killer is going to try to pick this up.
No, one thing I've noticed is how aggressive the Insanes are playing to previous years. I'm used to seeing them sit back, Lancer a lot, but as you see here, Killer pushing up, wasting no time whatsoever.
He got Reddit and down though, and he gets executed. So he's going to go down. We do have now 2 guys only alive for the Insane. Let's switch over to one of them, which is going to be Warrior. And we got 3 alive right now for Infinity. So, like I said, they have the 1-minute advantage. It's time to push in. They already got Z-Killer down. So Warrior is going to be the last man standing, looking for some cover. You see right there, he got owned by that turbo and blown away. And Infinity is going to get that round.
And that was on the Insane's host as well, wasn't that? That's a huge win in the favor of Infinity. We were describing a little bit earlier. I want to touch back on it. The host advantage is huge in this game. If you have host, your shots hurt more. They're more accurate. You can do so much with that host advantage that you give it to your best player and just let him run around like crazy.
Yeah, but this time it's going to come in favor of Infinity as we're going to switch over to that map. It's going to be on Canal, so they once again have the host advantage. Having the disadvantage on the first map and winning this one, they're going to go on with the momentum here.